So with that, I think we have move into our closing ceremony, and I'd like to ask the members of the scientific committee, Berit, Byström, and Branka Samolov, to come up here with me as part of the scientific committee. And I'm going to give the word to you if you would like to, say a few words, please. About your.
I can say a few words. I am really happy that I was invited to the scientific committee and that I had the ability to come here and meet you all. I've been working, I started my residency in ophthalmology 30 years ago. I have never been to a meeting where you have participants from the scientific part, the clinical part, the patients, and also the relatives for the patients. And I think that has been really interesting and rewarding, and I thank you all for letting me to be here. And I would also like to give a special thank to Neil, to Neven. I have met Neil many times before. I know what a fantastic person he is, and I was really eager to meet Neven through all the emails that you have sent, and fantastic. Ivana and Daniel, and many more. But you four I met, and I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Berit said it all. I can just say I'm also both very grateful and very, very inspired by being here and meeting all of you, also the friends from outside Europe. Thank you.
Thank you, and both of you were also instrumental in making sure that we had a very good Swedish representation here at the conference, and I think it's been great that we
60% of the area of Sweden.
Yes. Oh yes, that's right. Perfect. Yes, that was great. And I have to say, before I turn the word over, I have to say that this was really a great experience. You know, this whole journey with this conference started 2 years ago when we took over the baton from the meeting in Alicante. Many of you were there, and you know, it was a very exciting time there that we would do this conference. And I like to think of that as a little bit like you know, as researchers we get a big grant and we're just jubilant and happy, and it's a great thing, and then the next day we think, oh my God, we got the grant. What are we going to do? So it was like this, and what were we going to do? But you know, thankfully we had Neven and we had Ivana, and you know, it wouldn't have been possible without them. And we had so many meetings and exchanges over these 2 years, and that really made this possible. So really, my hat's off to Ivana and to Neven. Without you, this wouldn't have been possible. So I think you definitely deserve a round of applause. And, you know, we've had thousands, literally probably thousands of emails about this. Although Neven's probably had 1,000 in the last week alone. So yeah, this has really been really great, and I'm going to pass it over now to Neven and Ivana and Barbara.
Well, I'm going to be very short because otherwise the lunch personnel will go home. I heard. I want to say a real great thank you to all of you. It has been a great pleasure for the last 2 years to work with this. You know, they say sometimes what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I feel much stronger today than 2 years ago. So thank you all very much for that. I need to mention a few people which we must acknowledge. Of course, we know that Neil, Lagali and Ivana Kildsgaard are the main brains behind the scientific part here. But we have had a great team also working with organizational things around the practical logistics of a conference. We have 5 volunteers in Daniel Rosén, Jenny Ögren, Tove Altvall och Carl Gunnar Rosén. and Helene Oslob. So a big thanks to 5 of you. And we have also had a fantastic video recorder and sound master in Robert Winche and Christopher Roth. So a great thanks to you. In 1 week, you will be able in 1 week to find all the videos on Aniridia Europe's YouTube channel. So, and also, we shouldn't forget that Aniridia Europe has had a great communication team working with Matteo Castelnuovo, and we have Ivana Bühle from Lithuania, we have Barbara Poli from Italy, so the communication team of Aniridia Europe. We also had a work group with Aniridia Europe planning the the European Aniridia Leadership Program, and we also had a reference group where all our honorary member Rosa Sanchez de Vega was part of this group, among others. So always who have been a part of this, heartfelt thank to all of you. Thank you so much.
Yes, it's time for me, for the emotional speech. Now I came prepared because there are many people that I want to thank, and I need glasses, get to this age. Now, I realized on Monday that when we had the reception that you need to have this. So, dear participants, dear guests, dear friends, it has really been an honor to welcome you here to Stockholm, to the 7th conference. Now I'm going to start crying. Hopefully not. No, but it is really, my heart is full. My mind is full. I've been inspired by each and every one of you. I've spent most of my time here, and today I was at the youth meeting as well. So, yeah, I would like to just continue with what Neven said. One person that was not here today because of COVID, and we were very sad that she couldn't come, is Rosa and her son. She has also been very important for Europe and for this conference as well, because Spain was the previous conference holder. So I just wanted to mention her because she was very sad not to be here. And, this trip was when I was a kid, one thing that I knew for sure was that I was not going to be a medical doctor. For sure. My best friend, she is really top-notch, and she is a doctor. I chose to be an architect. And, life takes you different ways. And when we got Jan, and then we had counseling, which is part of the Swedish system, then they told us a story to help us cope with this. And they said, well, this is like you're taking a trip, and you wanted to go to Rome, and you end up in Amsterdam instead. And I was thinking, okay, what's wrong with Amsterdam? And it happens so that Jan's godmother lives in Rome, and my oldest friend, which is a doctor, lives in Amsterdam. So by mistake, So we ended up in Amsterdam, and Amsterdam is beautiful. I still love Rome, of course. But it came so that now we are learning about medicine, make many mistakes, and ask some difficult questions and challenge. And that's what I've seen that has been our trip so far, to challenge, to ask difficult questions, but also to enable these kind of gatherings. And I'm extremely happy to see that so many of you have actually stayed until the end. I mean, Stockholm, this is very unique, the weather, and it's Sunday and so on. So really, thank you very much. And of course, now we come to the long list of thank you. So I'll need my glasses. But the first, of course, is Lagali, that has been instrumental in really making this happen. And we've known each other for a number of years, and it has been really an honor to cooperate with you, to talk to you, to also ask different questions and so on. And these 2 last years, yes, many mails, and so I'm honestly deeply grateful to you. And of course to the scientific committee. we have only had contact through mail. You know, it's with digital tools, it's been very easy, but it has been really an honor to meet you here as well. And we have just a little symbolic thing here for you, hoping that you will remember. Yes, it's really very little, but symbolic that you will remember this event. Yes, okay, thank you. And then of course, my list. 2 years ago, it was I literally, when we took over this battle, you know, it was really a shock because I knew it is not easy to organize the meeting. And we wouldn't have been able to do that without finances. And we started, I think, I don't remember exactly, but really immediately after the conference, you know, thinking about how we do this, where do we apply for money, and so on. And of course, I mean, I will come to Neven. He's the guy behind many of the things. But of course, it is with the help of the Foundation of the Visually Impaired, we got a lot of money as a support. The Swedish Association of the Visually Impaired, Crown Princess Margaretas Employment Committee for the Visually Impaired, Sigvard and Marianne's Research Foundation for Children Eye Care. Then, of course, I cannot forget the exhibitors and the sponsors, and New Vision and Core Laboratories and TEA. They've also supported this event. And Aniridia Germany, that has supported us both financially and with the competence and huge support. Aniridia Europe, of course. Eurodis, Center for Rare Diseases in Karolinska University Hospital, Nordic Welfare Center, Sunedal's Disability Fund. So the list is very long, of course. And of course, Aniridia Norway. So without you, this wouldn't have been possible. And last but not least, Ben, that has been taking care of the EALA, the meeting for the youth. I don't know if Ben is here. Thank you very much, Ben. Yes. And all the participants at those meetings as well. I had a summary, but I'm going to skip that because the lunch is getting ready. The Aniridia Sweden board, we've had also many meetings, discussions, and finally, Neven and Daniel. I mean, Neven, you've been an inspiration since the first day we met. When the first evening I called and I said, I have a child, I think it is Aniridia. And since then, you've been a huge support. And this wouldn't have been able if you were not here and if you didn't know about all the things where we can apply the money and put a lot of time and energy to actually do that. So thank you very much for everything that you've done. And of course, Daniel is always there. So with that concluded, I think, yes, oh, I have this, yes, sorry. I have this little thing that we got for you and Daniel. That's just comfort, hoping that you will visit new cities, yes. So thank you very much for being here. And sorry, now it is, I leave over to Barbara. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I can say that I have participated to all the conferences since the first one in Oslo in 2012. And I will not repeat what you have already beautifully said, but I can convey my feeling, which is that we are continuously adding tiles to the mosaic. In this conference, I have heard new steps and new knowledges that are improving our knowledge as of aniridia as not only a panocular disease, that this was already a challenge to understand, but as a disease that has also systemic implications. And we are then coming to a better understanding of this condition. And this is very important because this can dramatically change the appropriateness of care for patients and then the quality of life of patients, and can also promote research and better knowledge in many, many fields. And so this is why I am very grateful to everybody, but I will be back on this. Still, we know that there are many gaps, and we could see it during these 3 great days. But knowing where the gaps are is the starting point to fill them, to add new tiles to the mosaic. So this is our hope. So this is why I thank, well, of course, Aniridia Sweden, our host. You're so fantastic, so great. And I was part of these thousands of mails. It was really 2 years of. Okay. And then the scientific committee, Professor Lagali, and you, for your dedication and your commitment, and all the speakers, and all the attendees, because I heard very fruitful conversations and questions and debate. So this was very important. And having in mind all this, I'm also very happy to announce that we are going to have a next conference in 2 years. And this will be, we will have a new organizing committee and a new scientific committee for this, and this will be in Bulgaria. And of course, I wish them to achieve the same success as the previous conferences, and particularly of this one. And then they will start the work tomorrow, of course. Maybe they will take a little rest, but not so much. Anyway, that's the conclusion. We are very happy that we can continue this over the years, and this is only possible because of really a great collaboration between scientists, and I already said that I'm very grateful to you all, and with patients. We are part of a picture that is very important, that means a lot for all of us, for our families, for our children, and for all the persons that are connected. But I think that this means also a lot to you, because you said so. And thanks for this. Okay, and I wish you a good way home if you are leaving, and a good cruise this evening if you are participating to the cruise. Thank you.
I hope it was good for you. Okay, great. Hear that.
I had no many knowledge, but I learned